Hey guys, what's going on? The crowd is going wild over Soulkey over there, and for good reasons, because he needs all of the cheering he can get. He's down one game, and it shows that even gods, not really gods, but like I don't know what do they call, like uh what is Soulkey? Soulkey's not a god because god is reserved to for Flash, right? He's not an emperor. That's Boxer. He's not a dinosaur. That is my favorite person in the world. He's not the Dong. He's not Queen. He's not a king. Is he a king? Let's call him a king. Why not? The king of Starcraft, Soulkey. Anyways, a lot of people in the crowd cheering here. Very excited to have, everyone cheering and hoping that Soulkey might get his fourth consecutive ASL championship. These guys are drinking the drinks like mad, which is nice. Looks like this next step is going to be played on the map Polestar. Let me just quickly show you some information. Here is the banners. By the way, sometimes I get these banners wrong. I really apologize because I'm very absent-minded and I have a million things to take care of in just a span of 2 or 3 minutes before each set starts. So that's that. But yeah, let's take a look at this map. First of all, Polestar. Looks like pool first. I think Soulkey is so accustomed to this pool first. It keeps him very safe. It gives him a lot of options to go for harassments. But if Rush is able to adapt to that, he will just play very defensively. Don't go for anything like a middle, barracks, something like that, and things gonna be looking just fine for Rush here. Yeah, anyways, let me just quickly show you the map stats as well as what maps are going to be witnessing today. So here are the map stats, and the first map was Metropolis. That was picked by Rush, 49%. And then that was a nice map for Zerg, man. It's not so bad. And then the next map, this one, Polestar, is picked by, it's picked by Soulkey. It definitely was picked by Soulkey. But yeah, I guess you just need to pick all of the maps because all of the maps will be played. You can have a small chance to pick the best map for you because you have a chance of winning 4-0, which would really help. But otherwise, every single map will be played, almost all, except for maybe Death Valley. But today, we will have Death Valley being played because let me just quickly show you what the map order looks like. So, like I told you, the first map, Metropolis, was picked by Rush. Polestar was picked by Soulkey, dominated by Rush. Deja Vu by Soulkey. Death Valley, the fifth map, was picked by Rush, and I'm gonna be looking forward to some insane stuff on that. Maybe some battle cruises, why not? Radion was picked by Soulkey, and last was Eclipse picked by Rush. Is that right? I think usually the winning player or the better player picks the map. I'm not so sure. I would just verify that with you for the next part of the game. But now 3 hatcheries coming down, and Rush gonna be playing standard. And as we have seen in that one game that I've casted in the DPL series between Rush and Soulkey, playing standard is a way to die against Soulkey. You cannot play standard because he's so good with playing standard. That's gonna be supply depot. Okay, very interesting. He has to very late to take his gas loose as usual. It indicates that he is going to be going for bio build, not any kind of mech shenanigans, which is nice. Well, not really nice for me because I don't really like that very boring build. I want things to get absolutely exotic, hectic, and frantic there, or frantic rather. By the way, I'm just going to quickly show you some information. So first of all, this is the picture of Soulkey. If you're wondering what he looks like, if you don't know already, he doesn't change, he doesn't age. He's always the same guy. Some other people have changed, like Bess has become, like a real man from like a very skinny boy. So that's that. Let me also just quickly show you the player card. I have the player card somewhere. I think I do. I need to find it. Hold on. Where is it located? Alright, SCV is still scouting around here. Anyways, give me a second. Yes, this is a play card for Soulkey. Kim In Chul is his name. You can see the Korean there. Byuk is his other alias. He's born in 1991. He's among the younger groups of players. He's rather standard, or a little bit short in his stature, 170 centimeters, 5 feet 7 inches. As if he's getting sniped there. Casper team used to be Woonjin Star. Not a very interesting team, to be honest. And at that time, he was not that great. But after the Casper period, he was super hot. University affiliation. I don't think he belonged to any university. I could be wrong because these informations are not updating live. I just update when I have, sometimes. He's got a decent amount of followers. I'd rather say small for his, his stature. He doesn't like YouTube. He's more of an Africa TV streamer kind of a person. And he's made 16 ASL. And all three of his wins were coming from ASL 16, 17, and 18. Before that, he was not that great of a player. So that is him. And as for Rush, let's check out his information. So this is Rush for you. Yu Jin, 1991. Height is 170 centimeters. And he used to play for CJ Entes. Okay, looks like there's gonna be Korean point was pointing to us. There's no gas that can take it. What is gonna be happening? Do we have a rush to something by Soulkey? Soulkey is not looking like he's playing standard at all. Marine's gonna start to move up, and he scans. He sees what? He sees that there's nothing in the front row. He doesn't see the hydrant. He doesn't see any units on gas. So I must be wondering what exactly is happening. By the way, this is what Rush looks like if you're wondering. Rush is one of the most handsome Starcraft Broodwar Korean players right now. Together with Barracks, I think Barracks score, I'd give Barracks a 9.5. Rush is also 9.5, but Rush has got a better body. Nada, it's not Nada. Nada. Barracks just has a good face, and that's all. Marine's gonna start to stim and start to move across the map now. So let's turn these, photos and banners away, and let's focus on this action. Mission Impossible 8. Marine's gonna get surrounded from all sides, and Rush, oh my god, it's gonna get obliterated. Nicely played by Soulkey. I guess I understood what he was doing. He was hiding his Zerglings, and he did not take any gas just so that he can pump out a crap tons of Zerglings. Maybe that was what the plan was. It looks like Rush is gonna be scanning it. There's no Spire. There we go. This is a rush to Hydras as well as Lurkers. There's no Spires gonna be forced to put on a bunker, and Soulkey would take a sweet revenge here. Lurker rush moving forward, and this is like kind of in your face kind of build here coming from Rush. You try to rush me the first game, I will rush you the second game, and now he scans. He sees a Hydrant at the 12 o'clock position. Lurkers have started to move across the map. Now we only have 3 Lurkers, so this might not be a hard attack here. Just a way to kind of contain the enemy and make sure that he's going to be able to, have an advantage in the late game. He's going to come in here, and looks like there's going to be units behind the bunker. Need to repair the bunker for the timing. The Lurkers are going to get repelled. So I guess this attack will be able to take out a single supply depot if 2, that's it. And nothing else. But behind this, looks like Soulkey is prepared for the next part of the game, which is going to be going to Queen's Nest as well as Hive. Completely skipping Spire is a nice move, but you need Spire? You don't need Spire at all, right? Yeah, I think in some games you can go to Hive and beyond without Spire. I've seen that a lot. And I think technically it's possible, but there's going to be a Spire. It is going to be a Spire. These Lurkers are going to be buying some time. We have Marine Sir to come out, and this is once again a bad mistake. He gets 1 Lurker. He might get another one. He doesn't. He might want to try again at some point in the future, but for now he's going to try to just heal his Marines with a medic here and come back. And looks like upgrades are very poor for Rush. He will come out once again to attack. He's trying very hard to attack. That Lurker is going to try to move across, but he's eating a lot of stuff. He will go for the Lurker. He wants to get the damaged Lurker. Does he get it? He gets the damaged Lurker, which is a nice touch. It's going to be, I think, the sign for Soulkey to get back home now. It doesn't need to be here anymore, which is going to be a sign also for me to start to thank my fans. People who have supported me over the years. Well, not really over the years, but just in the last 2 days. Here are the names and their photo. Mr. Red Terran Wraith. Welcome. Are you enjoying this? Are you a Terran player? I just guess you're a Terran player, but maybe you're not. Mr. Sea Goblin from Norway. You are a Viking, warrior. So please let me know what is going on with you these days. I have not heard from you for a while. I heard from you from sometimes. Peter, are you dead or alive? Dead or alive 3 or 4? Which one are you playing? Please leave me a comment at some point in the future. Mr. McDonald is the last person I'd like to thank here. And of course, the VIP of this month is going to be Mr. Wraith. You are awesome, man, and I hope all the best comes to you. I will give you a wishing star like Santa Claus. If you make a wish right now, Namkraft will guarantee it to be true. So please make a wish. Thank you very much, and let's get back to this game. Marines gonna start to move across the map. Rush 73 supplies, Soulkey 55, but Soulkey is in a temporarily weak spot. He's trying to go to Hive very quickly, and this is the reason why he's kind of very much sensitive to kind of attacks in the middle area. He doesn't have that much force. A single drone coming out is gonna get sniped. Marine's gonna try to snipe it, and looks like Soulkey loses a drone he was about to plant on a hatchery there. He doesn't need a hatchery for now. He can just completely survive fair and square out of 3 bases. Those 3 bases are easy to defend because one is on the high ground, the others are very much connected. You don't really need Nidus Canals. Well, I guess it would be better to have Nidus Canals because this base is still a little bit opened. Yeah, that ramp, that choke is huge. So that's gonna be very, very difficult to hold. But with a bit of stack Lurkers, you might be able to hold it. But these double tanks will be a problem here. Soulkey, as usual, is gonna just take a back seat and allow the enemy to come out with a huge amount of supply and map control. He doesn't really care. The dropship is not going to show on the radar with that move, but there is going to be some Scourges waiting in the area, and this other overlord will see the dropship now. Scourges will start to move across the map, and it's going to be the moment, I think, for Rush to turn around. He definitely saw those Scourges, and the dropship is in the middle of the map now, completely escaping these Scourges. The Scourges are moving towards the bottom right, and there's nothing there. The dropship will come in and join the forces with the tanks and the rest of the bio. He's gonna come across. There's gonna be a hatchery, a hidden hatchery, kinda, at 11 o'clock. But keep in mind that during this time, Rush is not yet expanding. He's gonna try to attack. It's gonna be a nice attack, and looks like a late pullback, but not losing so much. The tank's gonna siege, and I think the bunker will unsiege. Excuse me, the Sunkers will unsiege now. There's gonna be a drop, a single Marino is gonna drop a lot. It's gonna be better to take down that hatchery before doing anything else, and he will get it cancelled, which is gonna be a nice. It could have been a lot better if he was able to actually land something at the 12 o'clock base, but it's still better than nothing. It's still better than losing your entire dropship and not getting anything done at all. For the time being, Soulkey is on 3 bases. Rush is still on 2, so that's not bad at all for Soulkey. He's not doing so bad. Tanks need to attack. He will attack against the Lurkers. The Lurkers will deploy. It's going to be the moment for the tanks to move back. And I think Soulkey just deployed his Lurkers a little bit prematurely there, and he lost a little bit of a spell from his defiler. He actually did not gain any value from attacking there. That position was completely useless. But anyways, the next attack will be deciding. He looks like there's going to be defilers moving towards the middle area. The tanks are already in position to attack. One Lurker will fall right away. No, he doesn't get a Lurker, even a single shot, and these tanks are going to have to pull back. And once again, Soulkey is saving all of his Lurkers. These tanks will need to siege and do something else for the future, but for the time being, Soulkey's not able to expand, but Rush is not yet expanding either. I think we're seeing some movement towards the 830 position. Is that a floating building, or is that an actual command center, or what? It might be a command center coming up at some point in the future, and it looks like now Soulkey is going to take the 2 o'clock position. Nice last minute the defiler, and Soulkey is just so on point. He is just so on point. These science sisters do not find any target at all. No primary target. I mean, missing the shots and just, you know, clinch attacks from the defiler with the Darkstorm is able to protect everything and connect all of the forces together. I think he lost like a single Lurker, if not 0, in the last 2 or 3 exchanges, and now it's gonna be some scans. Rush will look for that third base. It doesn't see anything, and Soulkey's got everything covered. I mean, he's got everything covered. I think Rush needs to kind of be a little bit more ambitious with his Science Vessels activity and try to go past the Lurker wall and try to find that Defiler and destroy it. He would do some small attacks. He needs to find the Defiler so easy, but these Scourges from Soulkey is so on point. He's just completely, you know, winning the air and the ground battles, and Rush is getting pushed back and back. Rush is ahead by a lot of supply, but Soulkey is holding his side of the map very well for a map that is supposedly not so good for Zerg players. Soulkey is doing really well. Just, I mean, usually the Zerg is cowering behind, you know, supply, it's not supply depots, but ramps and sunkens, and evolution chamber and hatcheries, but he's fighting in plain middle earth here, just in the middle of the freaking field. That's completely open. There's nothing to protect the Zerg player besides just Lurkers. Anyways, 4 hatcheries, it's mean 4 bases, not 4 hatcheries coming up, looking very, very strong. Rush is ahead by about 50 supply, but this means nothing. Soulkey will force that supply differential to 0 in the span of, I don't know, 2 or I think 2 minutes is too little, but maybe in the next 5 or 7 minutes, he will completely nullify that advantage that Rush has gotten when he comes out with a crap ton of forces. The first successful attack on that Defiler. These Lurkers are going to be able to attack the Marines. They need to pull back, and Rush is kind of a little bit too slow, but not so bad here. These Marines are still hanging out and not doing it. And I like it that Rush is being very chill about his drop. He's not, you know, over committing. He's not over zealous, trying to go out there and attack randomly and losing it to Scourges. He's being very, very slow, and that last attack once again saves those units. And these tanks are not being used. One good thing about Rush is that he's not losing any tanks. I mean, he could have lost a lot of tanks due to bad maneuver, but so far he's been controlling his tanks quite nice, retreating them and unsieging at the right moment. Once again, Rush need to make bunker at the third base, but as you know, bunkers don't really have any value against late game Zerg, and looks like this command center will fall. A nice attack by Soulkey, and Rush has got nothing. He's gonna come out here, he gets a Defiler, and this is a slow game. He need to find a way to have a quick win here, and these Zerglings have arrived at third base, and this Command Center is gonna get forced to get lifted. Lurker is gonna land himself to force SV to run away. Command Center was able to successfully lift it, and SV is able to escape, which is fine, but for the time being, Rush is down to 3 bases. There's gonna be more attacks. Science is doing good attack, but the tanks is gonna try to siege, and once again, nice work. He need to find a Defiler. He gets 1 Defiler. Does he get 2 Defiler? He gets a Hydralisk or something. This device is able to cast a semi-successful plague, but not so much. And that factory, excuse me, that commencer is gonna fall out, and Rush is in some serious trouble. He's in some serious trouble. Lurker's gonna high ground. Defiler will cast another attack. It looks like the science vessels are not in the right area. We need to find a Defiler right now. With the science vessel, the Fireball need to attack. The science vessels need to do the cast right now because the Defiler is so close to expansion. He will cast a great Dark Swarm, and with that, Rush might be losing this first game. He's got some Fireball to support, which is not a bad idea. He need to attack. These Marines have got nothing to protect them. They will die like flies. Science vessels not attacking Defilers. I gotta cast a great Dark Swarm. Looks like Rush is still kind of pinned down on this kind of eastern front, and he's neglected his western battlefields, his his hometown, his home area, home field almost. The next attack from Soulkey on this right flank is gonna crush Rush. He would try to come out. Of course, look at how many Dark Swarm there is. He's gonna try to come out, and tanks need to siege, and indeed do a siege, but that's gonna be the moment. The key victory for Soulkey is now. He comes in from all sides, and this is masterful play. You cannot defeat a Zerg player in late game if you play like this. It's gonna be impossible. This is the reason why Rush was forced to go for some kind of cheesy tactics, because it's not successful, and it looks like these Lurkers have exhausted the Defiler work, so they will die a little bit quickly here. But with that, Rush is gonna be losing a lot of the supply lead that he got previously. He's only leading about 20 supply, and Soulkey takes yet another base that Rush doesn't know about. At the 11 o'clock position, he's got a dropship with some units there, but it's not gonna try to go there at some point. He doesn't see it yet. Anyways, a science vessel is going to cast a great attack. He needs to cast 2 more attack on the double Lurkers, which is nice, but he loses 2 science vessels. He comes out again, but he's going to be losing another science vessel. Very unfortunate. He's going to try to attack against this area, and there's going to be some Lurkers waiting. And looks like a single science vessel he had to protect, but there's no Defiler to support. He attacked great. Not bad. He gets how many units? And looks like the science vessel is getting sniped, and these Marines are completely trapped. They're like those German forces of the Barbarossa operations, where they get trapped in Stalingrad because one of the Romanian units was defeated. That was supposed to support those armies from the back, was completely cut off, and the army was trapped in Stalingrad. And they had to, I think, some hundreds of thousands of German soldiers died in Stalingrad because they ran out of ammunition and food, like out of all things. Anyways, there's gonna be units attacking, and it's gonna be the final battle. SCVs are moving past the Lurker line. I guess the Lurkers are not gonna be going for those units, and there's gonna be some nice attacking. What happened here? There's gonna be a drop. How successful this drop? I don't think it's gonna be successful at all. Nice attack against this Lurker line. He gets a Lurker, but Rush is officially on the same supply count as Soulkey. Rush is still on 3 bases. He will actually try to snipe a hatchery, but he will lose the command center. He's forced to evacuate the area. Nice attack. The fighter coming through, and there's gonna be some Firebats supporting, but the Firebats all died here. The last of the Firebat has fallen. The Lurkers will be within reach of the Marines. We're gonna be seeing GG soon, and Rush will be down to 1-1, and everything is up for grabs after this game is over. The science is running away. Of course, Rush doesn't want to GG just yet. He will try to fight a little bit more, but look at how strong these Lurkers are. The fighter finally get evaded, but it's just gonna be buying time. GG from Rush, and masterclass of ZvT. A little bit of his hand hurting there, but that's not so bad, and we're gonna be having another game coming up soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.